Well, good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don in here with you on your Saturday afternoon. It is 2:08 p.m. Central as we get set for yet another round of potential severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. You've been hearing about it off to our west and northwest for the last several days. Massive destruction across portions of Arkansas up into western Tennessee. We've seen flooding, we've seen tornado damage, we've seen hail damage, and everything in between. It's just been absolutely horrific up there to the west and to the northwest. Now, we don't anticipate that type of setup across East Alabama and West Georgia, and it's certainly not going to hang around for 3 to 4 days like we've seen back over Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma. But we certainly could see a line of very strong thunderstorms with all modes of severe weather possible, including tornadoes, damaging straight-line winds, and hail. You know how this works. A lot of folks are asking the question, what is up with all this severe weather? Folks, this is not unusual. Now, some years are very active, some years are not. The last couple of years haven't been very active, but this is really nothing out of the ordinary. This is a fairly typical severe weather season, which is going to be very active, maybe a little bit more than usual, but it's not unheard of to have a very active severe weather season. And that's what we're having this year across East Alabama and West Georgia. So how do you get prepared for this? You know what you got to do. You got to get that NOAA weather radio. You can get them locally in Roanoke, Alabama right this moment. Go to Stevens Home Furniture. They're located, you see the address right there. They're at 3075 U.S. Highway 431 in Roanoke. They're in the shopping center. They're in Roanoke, the intersection of 22 and 431. They're going to be there till about 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, so you hadn't got a whole lot of time. It's 1:11 now, so you got a couple of hours to get by Stevens Home Furniture and get that NOAA weather radio. You see them right there. They are now selling NOAA weather radios, and they got their first shipment of radios in today. So go by there and pick up a NOAA weather radio. Very easy to program. You got to have this, folks. Storms could roll through tomorrow morning before you get out of bed. So you got to have a NOAA weather radio. Go to 3075 U.S. Highway 431 in Roanoke. Again, that is Stevens Home Furniture. They're a partner with us here on Dr. Don's Weather. You see their phone number at the bottom of the screen if you want to call them right quick at 334-863-7391. Let them know you're on your way. They'll stay if they know you're on your way to pick up a NOAA weather radio. They are going to close this afternoon around 3 or 4, depending on how many customers they've got in the store at that time. So time is of the essence. This is a call to action. Go to Stevens Home Furniture in Roanoke, Alabama, and pick up a NOAA weather radio. Get you a battery to go in it so you got backup on it. Get it programmed. It's very easy. The instructions are very easy to follow as well. And get that NOAA weather radio. Now, let's talk about, what about? Let's do some what about for you. Here is the latest graphic from the National Weather Service office out of Birmingham showing the severe threat for East Alabama and West Georgia. Again, the timing, 1 a.m. through 4 p.m. on Sunday. Understand, folks, that's from one side of the state to the other. It's not going to be storming that entire time. And across East Alabama and West Georgia, we're basically looking at between about 7 or 8 tomorrow morning through about noon. So let's call it 8 a.m. through noon across East Alabama and West Georgia. You folks over in West Georgia, just tack an hour on to that. So what are the threats? We're talking tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail will all be possible. And you got to have multiple ways of receiving severe weather information. And so what is that? That is this. You got to go to Stevens Home Furniture right now and get you a NOAA weather radio so that you have got a way of receiving severe weather information. Also, Make sure you have an app on your phone. Make sure you sign up for your local emergency alerts from your local emergency management agency, regardless of where you live. In Randolph County, you want to do regroup. Make sure you follow us, subscribe to us, like us on Facebook and on YouTube so you get notification when we go live to cover severe weather. And we will have full coverage for you here on Dr. Don's Weather. And also make sure that you know where to go when a warning is issued for your area. Center of the lowest floor in your home and place of business. Make sure you've got all those items in your safe place that you're going to need, such as helmets, cushions, pillows, blankets. Make sure that you have hard-sole shoes. Make sure you have a whistle or something to make loud noise with. Make sure your phone stays charged as you go through this evening and tomorrow, so you've got a fully charged battery. And then check for regular updates. If you live in a mobile home, have a place to go outside of that mobile home. Don't stay in a mobile home during severe weather. I'm talking thunderstorms and tornadoes. Have a plan. We got lots of shelters around that will potentially open before the storm system moves in. And you can also go to a friend or a family member's house or go to a store that's open 24/7 for that added protection. But you cannot stay in your mobile home. So these are all tips and things that you can do to be safe. You'll see that all of East Alabama and West Georgia covered under that level 2 risk, which is a slight risk category. It's a 2 out of 5, 5 being the highest risk. So you might look at that and say, well, that's not much of a chance. I'm not going to pay attention to this. We've had deadly tornadoes in Alabama and Georgia under a risk category level 2. It's happened before. You got to pay attention to it. And then you folks up in northwest Alabama, you're in an enhanced risk area up there with a level 3. So let's take a look at the radar and look at what's going on out there right now. And we have already have a good bit of activity taking place across the southeast. Most of it is back to our southwest. Bear with me here. There we go. Most of it is back off to our southwest. You'll see that we do have a watch that extends down into northwest Alabama. And that's going to be a tornado watch that catches just a couple of counties up in northwest Alabama. It gets central and western Tennessee. It gets northeast and northwest Mississippi. Central and eastern Arkansas, then across portions of Louisiana, trailing back into Texas at this hour. So that's a tornado watch box. We do have a couple of tornado warnings that are taking place at this hour, one of them being up in Tennessee, just south of Dyersburg, Tennessee, near Ripley, Tennessee. That's moving off to the northeast. If you know anyone that lives in that area, give them a heads up. Actually, if you live in places like Gates or Friendship or Murray City or Dyersburg, these are all up in western Tennessee. They need to be in a safe place. And then we have another tornado warning. This one is going to be in southeastern Arkansas. Just to the northeast of Dumas, Arkansas, or due west of Shelby. Shelby being in Mississippi. So that's a tornado-warned storm there, about to cross over the Mississippi River out of Arkansas into Mississippi. And then, of course, you can see there are multiple severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for that entire area as well. Looking at Alabama and Georgia at this hour, nothing happening weather-wise. It's breezy. It's really warm outside. I mean, we go from winter to one day of spring and then straight to summer. And I think that's what we've done. But you'll notice we've got lots of sunshine taking place out there. The cloud deck is really broken and scattered in the upper levels of the atmosphere, so we're getting a lot of heating taking place today. Now, this line will not be in here until after midnight tonight. It'll move into northwest Alabama probably midnight or so. and then into East Alabama and West Georgia toward daybreak or between 8 a.m. and about noon tomorrow. This is a relatively slow-moving line of thunderstorms, so we could see some development out ahead of it as well, and we'll be watching for that as we go throughout the day tonight, tonight, and tomorrow. When I put everything in motion, you can see it's just creeping along up there to the east-northeast. Now, you look at this and you say, well, those storms are moving up and toward Tennessee. They're not coming our way. Yes, they are. The individual storms are moving toward Tennessee, but the line as a whole is definitely moving to the east, moving in that general direction, while the individual storms are moving up to the northeast. That's the way this works. So let's clear that off, and I'm going to go over to the chat room and see if anybody has any questions, thoughts, or comments. Let me go back to the graphics, and let me do this number again, because this is very important, folks. You need to go to Stevens Home Furniture in Roanoke. They have NOAA weather radios in stock. They just got them today. Amanda and I have been talking about this. I gave her some information on how to get hooked up with Midland, who makes these radios, and they were finally able to get all of that worked out, and they got their first shipment in today. I know for a fact they've got some. I just talked to her like 15 minutes ago. But they're going to close this afternoon between 3 and 4 p.m., so you got to go right now to 3075 U.S. Highway 431, Stevens Home Furniture in Roanoke, there in the shopping center, and get a NOAA weather radio. I mean, folks are always texting me, where do I find them? I can't find one anywhere. Here you go. We got them for you today, right now, at Stevens Home Furniture in Roanoke. You can give them a call at 334-863-7391. If you want to, if you're coming from a little bit of a distance, if you'll give them a call and let them know you're coming, they'll stay there and they'll wait on you. Let's go ahead and get everybody a NOAA weather radio this afternoon. Put a battery in it, program it. It's very easy to program. Set it up on your nightstand beside your bed. When you go to bed tonight, you can sleep with great comfort knowing that this thing is going to rock you out of the bed. If a warning is issued for your location, then you go to your safe place. Folks, promise you, if you do this, your anxiety, weather anxiety, goes way, way down, and you are 90% safe from severe weather. This is what you got to do. So please do this right now. Go to Stevens Home Furniture and get that NOAA weather radio. All right, let's go over here to the chat room and let's see what we got going on. Hey, Kathy. Judy Bennett, thank you. Thank you, Chiffon. With Dowie's in the house, there's Regina. It will. It'll cause you to jump straight up out of that bed. It is very loud. I just don't think anybody could sleep through it when it goes off. The threat level for East Alabama could increase, but it's already high enough to really pay attention to this. I mean, a slight chance level 2 certainly is not as high as a level 4 or 5. But, folks, anything much more than a level 1, you got to take very serious. We have had massive destruction and death across the southeast when we were under a risk level 2. Look, Mother Nature could care less about numbers and colors. I mean, a severe storm's a severe storm. The only thing that level is telling you is it may not be as widespread in certain areas as it could be in others under a higher risk. But as far as the severity of the weather, has nothing to do with that. I almost kind of wish we didn't even use that, because people look at it and they say, that's just a slight risk. That ain't no big deal. I'm not going to pay attention to it. Don't do that. Any risk of severe thunderstorms, you got to pay attention to it. All it takes is one severe thunderstorm in your front yard, and now you got a problem. So pay attention to it. Yeah, the breeze does feel pretty good out there, Felicia. I agree with you. Yeah, for you folks down in Valley, if you can't make the drive to Roanoke this afternoon, you can go buy some locations down there in Valley to get those radios. Folks, be careful, though. There are a lot of knockoffs. Make sure you get one of these Midland radios. This is the Cadillac of weather radios is made by Midland. It's the one you see there in the photograph. That's what I have. That's what's sitting beside my bed, and that's what I highly recommend. They've been making weather radios ever since weather radios have been made. Some of those other ones, they might work. I don't know. I can't tell you for sure. I've never had really experience with anything other than Midland. They're the best ones. What about? Hey, Nan. Thank you, Wendy. Panama City Beach, Florida, in the house. I guess y'all down there on spring break. I bet it's beautiful on the beach today. I'm going to be in Jekyll Island next week. No, that is not Panama City. I know, I agree 100%. The Atlantic as a whole is not the Gulf of America. No way, in any shape, form, or fashion. But, yeah, it's beautiful in its own way, and we enjoy it. I've got a conference in Jekyll next week, so I'll go ahead and tell you. Weather forecast, our primetime forecast next week probably will be few and far between, but I'll be posting on Facebook to keep you updated. Right now, it doesn't look like we're going to have much of anything to deal with next week. I think probably our longest break between severe weather events will happen next week. It's going to turn much cooler, but don't see any signs of severe weather on the horizon for next week. Nita's got her What About shirt on order. That's cool. Thank you, Regina Smith, for doing that. Man, she has got different gender variations. She's got Alabama. She's got Georgia. Go to the top of Dr. Don's weather page on our news feed, and you'll find a link there to get you in touch with Regina to get your What About shirts ordered. Half of those proceeds will come back to support us here at Dr. Don's Weather. And I know she is selling the fire out of those things. And I want to see all of you at Boondocks in Wedowee on May 31st in your What About shirt during our second annual Hurricane Party at Boondocks in Wedowee. Thank you, Sherry. Hey, Dawn in Lineville. Yeah, well, LaGrange, Georgia is just like everybody else. You're going to have showers, thunderstorms, potentially rain, heavy wind, maybe a tornado or two, and some damaging large hail. That's how LaGrange, Georgia looks. Just like everybody else across the entire state of Alabama and the entire state of Georgia. Thank you, Bruce. Well, Jules, they're not awful. They're different. They're very, very different. I used to work for the state, so I spent a lot of time down there from Tybee Island to Jekyll Island, St. Simons, that entire area down there, Brunswick, Savannah. They're different. There's no question about that. It's not the Gulf of America, but in their own way, they're unique and different. And it's you owe it to yourself if you've never been to the Atlantic side to certainly go and do that. Upper Omaha in the house. Hey, Mark. Shorter, Alabama. Hey, Barnyard Pimp. Okay. I got some of those out in my yard. I got a rooster out there. Craigford, Alabama. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Shelley. Hey, Glenn and Napoleon. You're welcome, Shelley. All right, so I'm going to run through this for you one more time, give you a complete update on what we know right now. We will have full coverage for you. We've got a little bitty T90 sports event that's coming on television at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central this afternoon. And probably for about 2.5 hours, I will not be doing weather. We got other business to deal with. Actually, it kind of depends on how the game goes. If it's looking ugly after the first 20 minutes, I may just come back live and do weather the rest of the night. It's going to be a tough one. But anyway, we will provide live weather coverage for you. We'll do more updates throughout the night tonight, and I'll be here with you wall to wall first thing tomorrow morning when this weather starts to threaten East Alabama and West Georgia. You got to go to Stevens Home Furniture in Roanoke, Alabama, and get a NOAA weather radio. There's the address on the screen, 3075 Highway 431 in Roanoke. There's their phone number, 334-863-7391. They're going to close this afternoon, so you need to get up there and get them done, get them purchased, get that battery in there, and take them home, put them on your nightstand. They'll be there until 3 or 4 this afternoon, or they'll be there as long as you guys keep coming to get the radios. But if you're going to be after about 3 o'clock, call them and let them know you're coming so that they'll hang around for you. We got to get a NOAA weather radio in everybody's home across East Alabama and West Georgia. I know there are other locations that sell the radios as well, but those other locations don't support us here on Dr. Don's Weather. Stevens Home Furniture does. Now, if some of those other locations would like to be a partner with us, then, we'll pitch it to them too. But if that's not what it's about. We want to make sure everybody gets a NOAA weather radio because that could certainly save your life. That's the main goal here. So go get one wherever you can find one. But I'm telling you for sure, you got them right here in Roanoke, Alabama at Stevens Home Furniture. Get one this afternoon. And let me talk to you a little bit about the latest graphic from the National Weather Service. There it is. We have a level 2 out of 5 for most of Alabama. Northwest Alabama has a 3 out of 5. The threats will be tornadoes, damaging wind, and large hail. Timing on this between 1 a.m. and 4 p.m. tomorrow. Across East Alabama and West Georgia, we're talking between 8 and noon. Between 8 a.m. and 12 noon. You folks in Georgia, just add an hour to that. What's it going to be like in LaGrange? What's it going to be like in Wedowee? Auburn, Lafayette, Valley. Folks, I can't tell you what it's going to happen specifically in those locations, but I can tell you what the possibilities are. The possibilities are tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail. We will have a line of thunderstorms that will move through Alabama and Georgia, and along that line of thunderstorms, all of these things could happen. It's not going to happen everywhere. Everybody's not going to have to deal with it, but if it happens in your front yard, then it's your worst day. So you got to be prepared for tornadoes, damaging wind, and large hail. Make sure you have multiple ways of receiving severe weather information. That's a NOAA weather radio. That's an app on your phone. That's following and subscribing to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. That is making sure that your phone stays charged so that you'll get those notifications. Watch Dr. Don's Weather when we go live with our wall-to-wall severe weather coverage. Know where your safe place is. Center of the lowest floor in your home and place of business. Make sure that in that safe place, you've got helmets, you have pillows, blankets. Futon mattress is a great idea. Just grab the cushions off the couch. Make sure you have water in there. You want to have hard sole shoes for all of your family members. Make sure your family members know where that safe place is. Go ahead and pre-identify where that safe place is so that everybody will know where to go. Do not stay in a mobile home during severe weather. This severe weather event or the next severe weather event or the next severe weather event. Don't stay in a mobile home. Have a plan so you know where to go. Make an arrangement with a friend or family member or go to a store that's open 24 hours. We have pre-storm tornado shelters now all across East Alabama and West Georgia. My fear is they'll only open when we have a big, huge, major outbreak coming that's being talked about for days. You got to understand, folks, even though this is not a level 4 or 5, this could potentially bring significant severe weather to East Alabama and West Georgia. You got to have a plan. Don't judge what you should do based off of the significance and the amount of time we're talking about something like this. This is a threat of severe weather. It may not be as widespread as that March 15th event was, but it doesn't matter to you, because if it happens just in your front yard, then it is just as significant as the March 15th event. You gotta understand that. So have a plan, regardless of the threat level. You gotta have a plan if threatening weather moves into your area. And then, of course, stay aware and watch us here on Dr. Don's Weather. Those are all the things that you can do. Here's the latest radar shot. This is live from the Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler Weather Radar, and you can see some tornado-producing thunderstorms already happening back over right along the Arkansas-Mississippi state line, right along the Mississippi River. We have a tornado-warned storm there crossing over the Mississippi River, actually, at this hour. And we'll take you in a little closer, and I'll zoom in and show you that thunderstorm cell that's about to cross over the Mississippi River near Shelby, Mississippi. So if you're in Clarksdale, Mississippi, Shelby, Mississippi, maybe even Cleveland, Mississippi, if you know someone who lives over there, give them a call, give them a heads up, and tell them they need to go to their safe place. We have a thunderstorm possibly producing a tornado moving over the Mississippi River as we speak. Also, we have ongoing tornado warnings up in the state of Mississippi. No, we don't. That thunderstorm has calmed down some, though we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings across western Tennessee, extreme eastern Arkansas, western Mississippi, and that stretches all the way back down into Texas. And then you see those yellow outlined areas. That is a tornado watch. That is in effect. And as we go throughout the afternoon, that watch will move to the east with the line of thunderstorms. Right now, we only have a couple of counties up in northwest Alabama that are included in that tornado watch, but that will change. We'll begin to see more and more of Mississippi and Alabama included in this tornado watch as we go throughout the afternoon and into the overnight hours. I have no idea what kind of watch, if any, we may receive across East Alabama and West Georgia. It could either be severe thunderstorm or it could be a tornado watch. But we'll let you know, of course, as soon as we receive it here on Dr. Don's Weather. We'll take you a little bit closer across the Dr. Don coverage areas of East Alabama and West Georgia, and you see those popcorn clouds, big puffy clouds everywhere. But there's plenty of sunshine getting through as well, so the day is heating up nicely as we soar into the 80s across East Alabama and West Georgia. Zero question about surface-based instability. There will be plenty of that as these storms move into East Alabama and West Georgia early tomorrow morning and through midday Sunday across East Alabama and West Georgia. We're going to be watching it for you very closely. We'll continue with periodic updates here on Dr. Don's Weather. Again, one more time, go to Stevens Home Furniture in Roanoke, Alabama. Get that NOAA weather radio. They got them. They'll be there until about 3 or 4 this afternoon. And I'll see you back in here a little later with more of your weather information for East Alabama and West Georgia on Dr. Don's Weather. Thanks for joining us.